In terms of preferences, I probably prefer mosques to church architecture. Even though I am not religious, I feel pious, strongly believes in religious beliefs when I see buildings built with mind-boggling, extremely surprising images, designs in the name of faith. When it is a time for prayer, a loud azans is prayed from each mosque through the speakers. Faith, I believe, it's not simply believing in God, but rather whether one takes hold of life by one's own will. I was agonizing extreme physical, mental pains over that what I was living for. Faith filled the void, large holes, or empty space in my heart. There is no other society as kind to others as a Muslim society, and they don't ask for anything in return for their kindness to others. That is how a community is built. Someday I hope to know the answer to that question. When you grown up, finding a good spouse, husband or wife, getting married and respecting your parents as well, you elderly family members are fundamental to the way of life as a Muslims. Forcing people to convert to absolutely forbidden. For example, you must take the time to explain why Muslims do not drink alcohols, are not allowed to have sex until marriages, and are not allowed to eat pork. If they cannot do that, it means that their relationship is over. The process is important. I think all religious institutions are beautiful. Shrines, temples, mosques. I don't know why. It's because I feel the universe is. I'm attracted to mosques because of their designs. Look, the symbols are the moon and the stars, right? Israelis are said to have them propagated and alive in the peninsulas at the beginning of the 7th centuries, when the Prophet Muhammad received like a god, divine relationship with an angel. It is a monotheistic, only one God religion with the same roots as Judaism and Christianity, and is one of the world's 3 major religions. Islam teaches obedience, faith, and devotions, loyalty, love, or care to the one God, Allah, and using the Quran compiles compilations of God's word. God's word revealed to Muhammad as its scripture.
مكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا من المنون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة شفاعتهم شيئا ولا
The mosque is beautiful, decorated with geometrical patterns, meaning the without end, and Islamic symbols such as a crescent, curved moon, and stars in various places. There are approximately 1.6 billion Muslims in the world. They are second only to Christians. In Japan, the number of Muslims travelers to foreign countries is increasing, and there is growing momentum for hospitality, including the establishment of prayer rooms at airports and increasing in halal-compliant restaurants. On the other hand, some people may have an image of the frequent terrorist attacks by Islamic extremists overseas. How can mosques, Islamic places of worship be classified? Architectural classifications methods are the classification of architecture can be divided into three categories. 1 by materials, 2 by function, and 3 by compositions. If we classify it by materials, we can divide them into three categories: earthen mosques, brick mosques, wooden mosques, and stone mosques. In modern times, we can consider reinforced concreted mosques, steel and glass mosques, fabric mosques with air membrane structures, even plastic mosques, but here we will consider only traditional materials. Architectures has always been defined by the natural materials of the land. To build wooden mosques on the desert, materials would have to be purchased and transported from a great distance, making it very expensive. The same is true for building the stone mosques in areas where quarries or artificial walls are scarce, abundant, not easy to find yet. Every region has developed an architectural culture of excellence by using readily available materials and exploiting them to their full potentials. Muslims are people who live according to the teachings of the one and only God Allah and are commonly known as Muslims. Muslims are obligated to observe 5 basic acts consisting of confessions of faith, worships, jihad, Islam religious struggles against evil in societies, jihad, fastings, and pilgrimages to the holy city of Mecca, as well as a prescribed code of conduct. They believe the underlying spirit and the practice is more important than the form of faith, and they express their obedience to God in their daily actions. Muslims should be willing to do what is required of them, even if it is considered obligatory for the sake of their own spiritual growth and to deepen their bond with God.
Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall. The next station is Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall.